What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another 90-day fiance video, and this one right here is all about Kobe and Emily. But before we get into it, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, every single person that is a member of Patreon, and every single person that is a subscriber as we continue to grow. Now, with that being said, just a quick reminder, today on Patreon, we'll be uploading Married at First Sight Season 15, Episode 6. And also, we are currently doing the very first ever season of 90 Day Fiancé, all the way from Season 1, if you dig what I'm saying. So, but nonetheless, though, let's get into exactly what went down this week with Kobe and Emily when it came to telling their parents, or her parents, shall I say, that, well, she's pregnant. Let's get into it. Kabam.
So, tonight is the night. We're telling your parents about the baby. All right? And,
Oh my god.
you know, we're done with the wedding now, so the next biggest thing that I feel like we should be facing is getting this pregnancy out of the air.
Hey.
Okay.
Are you nervous? I'm nervous. Oh my god. Go do what you were doing. We're coming up.
All right.
I would keep it a secret until they found out on their own. See ya. We did the one thing my parents.
Do you know what's so crazy though? Emily would keep it a secret until her family found out. She's the kind of person, because you see, Emily doesn't have the mindset of someone that really cares about the consequences of her actions. And that's why she would be more than happy. Even then, when Kobe was like, now we're going to tell him, she was like, oh my God. Which tells me that clearly Emily has a big history of never telling her parents pretty much anything. I wouldn't be surprised that when she was pregnant with Coben, she probably didn't even tell her parents. Her parents probably found out once they realized that her belly had got bigger and it wasn't weight gain. But anyway, let's continue.
That's not to do, so.
I'm supporting everybody for 6 months, right?
Yep.
All right. But one thing's for sure. You better not get pregnant.
Okay.
I mean,
Fine, we're not gonna have any more kids in this house.
Whoops.
did you want me to open a bottle of wine or anything?
I'm not gonna have wine.
I don't want any. Do we have water out there? Yeah. You wanna
There's
eat?
water on the table.
I can't wait for them to get out of the house, start their own life. They need to do that, and I'm very excited that that's going to happen soon.
Stew's good.
What is it?
So how's married life treating you guys?
Yeah.
No second thoughts? It's already too late. Too late now. You're stuck now.
But he got all this stuff for his green card to send in.
Oh, that's good.
Good. Let's get you employed.
Now, of course, notice the very first thing Daddy-O says as soon as he hears the word green card. He is, okay, great stuff, let's get you employed. Because, of course, Daddy-O at this moment in time, he's only thinking that finally Kobe can actually, wait for the green card, of course. And then when it comes, we can finally get him to work and he can start providing for the family. And, well, Cody, and then, of course, he wouldn't have to provide for his daughter anymore. But clearly, things just didn't plan out that way, did it now? But let's continue as we continue to break down every aspect of this scene.
Oh, what? Actually, there's something that I want to tell you guys. So, I want to tell you guys, Emily's pregnant.
No.
Yeah. Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
At this moment in time, let's just recognize that Emily's reaction is literally just giggling. Yeah, you know me, you know how I do. You know how I just break the rules all the time. And you know what the most fascinating thing is? The mom reacts, the sister reacts, the father doesn't react, which was expected. But I want to analyze how the mom reacts after the dad reacts. Because if anything, the mom goes in with the approach of, oh, that's my Emily, congratulations. But then her tone does change. But let's get into it, if you dig what I'm saying.
Kobe definitely wanted to tell you before. But I was like, no.
It's not been easy. We fought a lot.
We didn't want to tell you before the wedding because we want everyone to enjoy the wedding and not stress.
From the moment I found out, I'm like, I should tell him,
It's just sweet.
Oh, God. Well, how far along are you, and what's the deal? I mean,
10 weeks.
Jesus.
To be honest with you, at this moment in time, when the dad asked the question of, so how far are you? 10 weeks. Oh, God. I do wonder if the first thing that the dad thought about was abortion. Because the fact is, his reaction to 10 weeks and oh my God can only mean several things. It's either one, wow, you waited 10 weeks to tell us, or 10 weeks, damn, that's maybe a little bit too late. Now, I don't know too much about the time frame in terms of when you can obviously have an abortion per se. I really don't know, but I'm assuming 10 weeks is a bit too late. Of course, you can let me know in the comment section if you dig what I'm saying, but either way, it doesn't change the fact that the dad's reaction is either meaning one or two things. It's either 10 weeks and now you're only telling me, or 10 weeks, damn, now we can't even get rid of it. Because really and truly, I know that you both can't afford to have another child because, well, you can't even afford to have the first child, hence the reason you're still living in my house. But anyway, we proceed.
Jesus. It was a shock. The best thing for them would have been to get established, you know.
We wanted them to be in their own home, and she knew that. The baby is just not coming at a great time.
And then this was the moment in time the mother decided to change her tone. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not picking on the mother in any kind of way, and I'm not trying to dig and find something negative about her. Obviously, I understand her first initial reaction is, I guess, a woman's reaction, or someone that loves children reaction. Oh my God, congratulations. And then the second reaction is, actually, do you know what? It's not a good idea. So, end of the day, you can look at it tick for tack. The only reason why I've got to mention it is because, you see, the mom has always been known as an instigator throughout the season. Not throughout the whole season, but she's had her moments of definitely causing a little bit of mischief. You know what I mean? So you never really know what to expect when the mum reacts. But anyway, let's continue with this breakdown of this madness.
Like, why did it even have to be a secret? Because it's like the one thing they said not to do, and we did it, which is like story of my life. So I was just like, no, let's just not tell them for a while.
Let's analyze story of my life. I already done told you that clearly Emily is someone that her whole life has probably done a lot of things and not told nobody until they found out for themselves because, well, it is what it is in her eyes and consequences are pretty much oblivious to her mind. And the end of the day here, when she asked a question with her sister, her reaction says it all. It literally says it all. Well, I wasn't going to tell you something that you told me not to do, and come on now, story of my life. You always tell me to do one thing and then I always end up doing it. It's just a mad situation because really and truly this whole dynamic of a relationship between Emily and her parents just shows how many flaws and how many ways they failed with their daughter over the years, given the fact that throughout the season we've experienced them talk about how Emily has no idea about how bills work, and that's why Daddy-O wanted Kobe to step up and to be able to learn and know how the bills are going to work moving forward. Hence also the reason why Kobe didn't even want to tell Emily that he had 4K and instead he told her he had 2K instead. There were so many elements breaking down in terms of obviously how the family know that they've let themselves down in terms of how they raised Emily, and also at the same time it is also quite important to notice that even Kobe has noticed some of the flaws within Emily's maturity and, you know, being and lack of responsibility, which also does bring the question of, though, why would he continue to still, you know, proceed to marry her even though he knows that no matter what he says he's unable to compromise her ways. I'm not going to say change because you can't change people. You can always compromise with the right people. And when it comes to compromise between Emily and Kobe, that's never been a thing. And the other thing we have to also notice is that if it's the fact that it is even more evident that Emily loves to just break rules. Well, it makes me wonder though, Kobe, like throughout your rest of your years with Emily, of course, as long as you stay married for the rest of your lives, whatever, how are you going to cope with just going to work, coming home and finding out, oh, damn, guess what? Emily may have spent more than she needed to. Or, oh, damn, guess what? Emily's done this. Because clearly Emily doing things and not really caring about the repercussions is an ongoing thing. And to be honest with you, right now, Kobe's got it easy because he's not working just yet. But let's proceed though, because there's something else that the father says that pretty much elaborates just a little bit more to what I've just said.
I'm at a loss for words, honestly. I'm surprised that I didn't pick up on it. Like, I do want what's best for all of them, their whole family, especially Coben, and now the new baby. But I feel like Emily takes advantage of my parents and everything they have here.
You think, Madeline? You think that she takes advantage? Come on now, you know she takes advantage. Come on now, and you're not even surprised. Come on, stop playing frame for the camera. But let's continue.
And she doesn't really realize the full effect of all of her actions sometimes.
And that is a fact.
And do you see all the disappointment on their faces?
Well, no, it's shock. It's shock.
It's just, we're so.
You see, this is the biggest problem here. Emily identifies the disappointment in her father's faces, or everyone's faces, right? But the father's first reaction is, oh, no, it's a shock. This is the problem. There is no firmness. There is no sternness. There is no, oh, of course I'm not happy. I told you not to get pregnant again. And I told you that it also, I mean, listen, the fact is the father could have stood and said, listen, first and foremost, I told you don't know to get pregnant again. You know you haven't got a job. You know Kobe can't work. You know that I'm providing for everybody here. But what did you do? You went and broke. But what did you go? You went and just done what you wanted to do as per usual anyway. You know what? Maybe it's my fault. Actually, you know what? It is my fault. I haven't raised you right. I've been too nice to you. And if I had been correct, this wouldn't be happening. That would have been that right there, ladies and gentlemen, would have been the best moment for the father to step up and say exactly what was needed to be said. Even though it wasn't going to change anything, either way, at least if he had said that, he could have put it in as like a footprint. Like a seed, where he's now saying that moving forward, any choice that you make, don't expect me to be here. That was his moment to plant that seed, you know, to get it into the back of Emily's head. But no. He still gives Emily that reassurance that no matter what happens, the daddy-o is always going to be here because daddy-o is a fully-o. Let's continue.
Surprised. Seeing their reactions, like my fears of disappointing them are kind of coming true.
So my plans of retiring in about a year and a half, kind of, that's not going to happen because you're not going to be able to work. You can't work.
Whilst they have this moment of silence, let's ask the obvious question. Let's ask the correct question here. Even if Emily was working, even if Kobe was working, but they were still living at home in your property, you would still fund them anyway. I mean, you'd still be funding anyway, but you'd still fund them anyway. And let's say Emily was working, Kobe was working, and they had their own property. I mean, Emily does work, but it's just, I just don't know how consistent her job is, to be honest. I believe she's a nanny, but Lord knows how often she goes to work, clearly. But anyway, even if they were working and they both already had a problem, they already had moved out, daddy-o, let's not pretend that you still wouldn't be looking to fund some money their way. But at the end of the day, this is one of those moments where daddy-o can step up and actually say what's needed, rather than say what Emily would like to hear, to help her have that comfort zone of, that is still in my pocket. Because Emily knows what to say. She knows everything to say to make sure that she can guilt trip her parents in any kind of way. Well, dad, to be more specific. But anyway, we shall continue.
They need to get on their feet. I mean, we cannot support them forever, and we want to travel. We want to do some things. And I think Emily, she feels very secure here. I mean, maybe we've been too easy on them, you know.
You know, at some point, they need to move.
You got to sit down and just figure out how you're going to move out, where you're going to live, how you're going to afford.
Daddy-o, why are you hesitating? Save your chest, bruh. Huh? Come on, you're moving mad now. Save your chest, you complex.
Two babies. Figure out how that's going to happen. Okay, I mean, yeah.
You know, they're just concerned. You know, we do have a lot of obstacles ahead, and we have Coben, and now we have a new baby.
We've been through a lot during these 90 days, so I don't think there is anything that is going to come across our way that we can handle.
And then we have the famous delusional part of Kobe. We've been through a lot in the 90 days. There's nothing that you can't. Where have you been living for the last 90 days? Have you been living in your own property with Emily? Or should I say in Emily's property? No. You've been living in Emily's parents', well, Emily's dad's property. When you went out for the wedding ring and stuff, who did you go with again? Oh yeah, Emily's father was there, right? And her sister was there, right? Obviously, yeah, you paid for it, but who was there to make sure you did it properly? Wait, who paid for the wedding? Wait. So who's been looking after your kids before you came to the US? And then who has been helping you look after the kids since you've come to the US? It's Emily's family, right? Interesting. Because it tells me that this guy is completely oblivious to life. How can he say that we've been through tough times in the 90 days and we've got through it? The only things that you've been through in the last 90 days that have been tough is legit just things that doesn't involve financials, really and truly. It's just little things like your friend Temperature coming in and just shaking up the family with his words of wisdom. You know, and you obviously having to find out what Emily's really like, and her find out what you're really like. to a certain degree. You having to jump over some sort of obstacles with the conversation with the mother, with obviously the pressure from the father. But none of those things are things that we can really sit here, Kobe, and say that we've been through a lot, because really and truly, you haven't actually been through the real lot. The real lot is when you actually move in with your partner, and it is only you and your partner. And of course, in your situation, it is only you, your wife, and your child. You haven't had that. You've had a luxury life this whole time. The issues that you've been going through have been minor, because imagine those issues, but in the capacity where you're actually working and you're actually paying bills. It's just you and your partner. Because I understand, once we start working and start paying bills and start having to do certain things, anything that we go through in a relationship that involves us not living together isn't really that deep until we start living together, and then we're like, okay, we're living together and dealing with this is actually, it's hard work. Hashtag staying single. You know what I mean? And this is the thing that is so jarring about this guy. It's like he's becoming Emily. Emily has this thing of it is what it is. In this whole scene right there, little cut scene right there, everything that he says identifies the same attitude as Emily. Well, we've been able to get through, so we'll be fine. But without actually able to identify the fact that it's been, what's the famous line again from Will Smith's mother in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? He wants a free ride in a fancy car. Yes, I remember when she turned up to Bel Air, she saw that her son was no longer doing chores, you know, that they had a butler who was doing everything for them. And she was like, no, my son ain't doing none of this. He ain't letting no one do anything for him. He's got to do it for himself. Treating like as if he's in a fancy car. I just got the bloody face. I just said it a second ago. It's like having a free ride in a fancy car. No one has a free ride in a fancy car. You gotta earn that. You gotta earn for that. You gotta pay for that. You ain't earned nothing yet. Neither one of you two. But let's proceed. I could be here all day deciphering. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
And I'm gonna make sure that I'm the man that I told David that I am, and I'm gonna be able to provide for my family.
Yeah, you told David yeah, you told him that you're the man who's going to provide for his family, but you also told him that you wasn't going to get his daughter pregnant again. How is he going to believe or trust that you're going to be the man of your word if you couldn't even stick to the one rule he gave you? You see what I mean? It's like Emily and Kobe are the same person now. Oblivious to life. Have no consequences. And to be honest, this is something that we should have identified, because let's not forget that when he was in Cameroon, he didn't really have jobs. He was just in and about doing different things. Even when she met him in China, he was doing God knows what. And then when he came to the US and he had conversations about career plans and he was questioned about them, he couldn't even answer what he could really bring to the table career-wise. Do you have any qualifications? No, I don't. So if you ask me, he's someone that has just been winging life for as long as possible. So really and truly, I'm surprised that they didn't see this sooner. But this is why these two are together, because clearly they both believe that we can just wing it. In other words, these two are just the older version of Jabri and Miona. Just winging it in life. Difference is though, Miona does have actually general plan, to be fair. I give her that. Jabri, Kobe, Emily, Mohammed. No, Mohammed wants to work. But just them three, come on now. Jesus Christ. But anyway, let's just continue.
This is a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
That's right. Oh my God. All right.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is a big deal. And the reaction right there, as you can see, wasn't that great. You have to understand something, ladies and gentlemen. There are people in this world. Let me talk about men specifically here. There are men in this world that can give you the persona, yes, that they are a man and they're ready to step up and they can do all these things, right? But let me ask you a question. If you are over the age of 30, forget that. If you're over the age of 25 and you are a man, allegedly, okay? Kobe Watt is in his 30s now, okay? If you are the age of 25 as a man and you have not been able to secure yourself a job wherever you are right now, and you're still in this, if you haven't been able to secure yourself a job, and 5 years later you're 30 and you still haven't been able to secure yourself a career, that's a problem. But remember, there's a fine line between a job and a career. A job is just a general job. It's something that you go and do it, you get paid. A career is something that has ladders, okay? At the end of the day, you cannot identify as a strong man in any kind of way if you're now going to be sitting there you know, talking about I'm going to be providing for my family, but what you've been doing the last couple of years. You're now at the age of you're now at the age of 30 plus. For example, I knew that I wanted to have a future where I was eventually going to become my own employee because I just don't like working for people, right? But in that time, I've had jobs. Actually, no, one of them was a career, to be fair with you, which is something that I'm still doing now, and that's my little coaching and that, you know what I'm saying? Okay, little business starting up on that, you know what I mean? Man's got goals in life. That's what men are supposed to do, okay? Even women as well. Let's not get it twisted, right? But the matter of fact is, though, until you get to your career path, you're meant to have jobs. This man here, both of them seems as if they haven't really had jobs. It's just been a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. Oh, oops, we got pregnant. Let me move to your parents' house. Oops, I got you pregnant again. And I haven't even got a job in this place yet. I haven't even got a career, and I haven't even got qualifications. But it's okay though, because we've been through all of it in 90 days. So we're gonna be A-okay. And so are our children. Only because Emily's father's going to be there to financially support your freaking children and not you. You talk about being a parent, you talk about being a better father than your own father, but yet you haven't even set yourself up properly for your own children. Tick for tack, Emily and Colby are just as bad as each other. And that scene there identifies it all in terms of how they went about the whole situation in general, as well as the whole season. But nonetheless, though, let me know what you are thinking in the comment section, and we'll talk about it. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Married at First Sight out today on Patreon, okay? And also remember, though, we are also covering Life After Lockup, which is tomorrow. Come on now, let's not make a mess about. And also at the same time, 90 Day Fiance UK on Sunday. And of course, go back round to Team Mum UK. And then throughout all of that, we are also uploading 90 Day Fiance Season 1. With more to come on Patreon as well. Don't mess about with your boy. Come on, you know where the entertainment's at. It's on this channel as well as Patreon. We are done and we are out. Like, subscribe, and comment. Peace.